What's up everyone? I was just about to stretch. I was just about to do some hamstring stretches and I quickly thought I would film a YouTube video here. And if you've been a subscriber of mine for a while, you've noticed that this is actually like a different space that I'm recording this in. It's just actually like a corner or a section of one of the bedrooms in my house. I'm doing this instead of filming in the gym, or I can't even, I may have filmed in like the basement years ago, but I figured I'd give this a shot. Try it out, see if you like it. It's a good space. I've never used it for filming, so let me know if you want more of this style of content. Comment down below and I will create more of these styles of videos. Especially I would be interested in doing like a series on certain stretches that I find to be beneficial for myself. Hopefully share that with you and hopefully helps you as well. So right now I want to get into 3 different styles of hamstring stretches because that's what I want to focus on right now. And follow along and maybe even bookmark this video, favorite it, share it with a friend if you find it's helpful. But let's get right to it. So first things first, I want to focus on dynamic type of movements for my hamstrings because I find that that's the most effective method of stretching that muscle group. So what I'm actually going to start with is basically you're standing in a static position. I'm going to show you from the side and I'm going to show you from the front. But we're starting from the side here. You're standing in a static position, kind of standing a little bit upright. Basically you want to go a little bit like shoulder width apart. So if you are looking at me here, I'm kind of like approximately there with it. So shoulder width apart. And from here you basically just want to take a kind of a step out with your one leg. Let's start with the left. And plant it down, toes up, and you really kind of want to push the hips back. I even like to personally just touch my quads here just to cue pushing back and really feeling it in the hamstring. So from here, I'm holding a bit too long just to kind of show you the position, but here you kind of want to step back and then go back down again, and then back down. And you want to do this maybe 10 repetitions on the one side, and then you basically repeat the same movement on the other side. So I'm going to be going down. Whoo, that was tight. 2. I'm actually going to do about 5 here if you don't mind, just to get these out. Ooh. I did deadlifts yesterday and yeah. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to quickly do it from the front so you can see the same movement, so you can get a general idea of how it's performed. But basically, yep, stepping forward, and then I'm only going to do a few here, and I'll switch to the other side. And again, if you want to touch your quad, just to cue, whoo, really pushing down, because you don't want your knee to bend here. This leg has to be straight in order to really feel it in your hamstrings. So again, sometimes I even get my elbow down and just give it a push and you're coming back up. So again, stay dynamic with the movement. You don't want to hold it too long. You don't want to hold that position too long. Maybe like 2 seconds, 1 second, and then you come back up. And kind of losing my breath here from that last one. And then you'll really feel it. So that's number 1. Let's get into number 2. And I actually want to feature a product here that was sent to me by RumbleRoller. They're a really great company. I've made tons of videos of them, or their products, sorry. Link in the description below if you want to check those out. They sent this here, which is a new roller of theirs. It's called the Gator. So yeah, I just want to quickly use this, and I'm going to focus on, again, the hamstrings. This is kind of hitting a bit of the calves as well in this movement here that I'm about to do. But let's just take this packaging off. So here we got the Gator from RumbleRoller, and this is the kind of preferred stretch I like to do. It's very similar to what we just did a moment ago, but you can actually use any foam roller for it. You don't necessarily need to use this particular one. This one's great. It is great for the feet especially, and that's sort of one of the features of this product, is it's a great size. And just the friction you get on this particular type of, I don't know, these little tiny little nubs on it, or whatever you want to call them. It's a little bit different than these other ones here that RumbleRoller has produced. So it's a pretty cool product. What I typically like to do is honestly just do a little bit of a freestyle roll, where I'll just kind of like feel it out and just break up all that fascia, break up all that tissue. Sometimes it gets really knotted up in the bottom of my foot. A lot of people talk about plantar fasciitis, things like that. In a lot of cases, things like that can be a method of treatment. It's kind of like what I'm doing right here, just kind of like rolling it out and working the tissue, and even hitting the toes. Even sometimes you want to just get it right on the toes and roll it out, and it's a great method. So before we get into the stretch, that's what I would typically recommend doing. If you have a foam roller, just roll out your feet a little bit beforehand. But here we go. So the same basically position we were in a moment ago, standing straight upright, but here we're going to put our foot onto the roller and we're going to do the exact same thing we just did. And here I actually like to kind of push a little bit into the roller because I find it helps work the foot as well. Like, it helps work out some of that in the foot. So here I'm stretching the hamstring. Same sort of movement, exact same thing. And sometimes I'll hit the heel of my foot and just kind of roll, come back up. And when I come back up, sometimes I'll squeeze my glutes. I don't know if I didn't mention that, but when I come back up, stand up, squeeze the glutes. Because I actually find that when I come back up, it's like the sort of the connective tissue that joins the hamstrings into your glute muscles. I start to feel like more blood flow, or at least more accessibility to those muscle groups as I open them up with the stretch. So kind of come up, squeeze the glutes, go back into the stretch, you're good to go. So that's number two. And let's get into the third movement. And I'm going to put this RumbleRoller Gator away for now. So here we got just a bar, a little weighted bar. Now you can use a broomstick, or you can use, if you have any sort of like weighted, I'm sure you can find it, anything. But this is actually like a 9-pound bar. You can buy these at any fitness store as well, and they range from like, I think 4 pounds up to, maybe 20-something pounds. So this is a 9-pound bar. And what I'm gonna do for this stretch is basically exactly what we did in number 1 and number 2, but I'm gonna do it weighted. And I guess you can get the idea of how that's going to look. So basically I'm going up into like a squat position with the bar, keeping it, in a kind of a low bar position for myself. You can do a high bar position too. Here's a high bar. This is a low bar. High bar. You can bring your hands in for a high bar, and you keep them out for a low. Anyways, so you want to basically do the same movement we just did, but now you have the weight kind of on your back supporting you, keeping you upright here. And you're also going to feel that weight pushing you down. It's almost like you're doing a good morning at the same time. Because a good morning is a squat where you're basically going like this, and you're bringing the weight back up. So it's kind of stiff leg in a way. So here you're doing the same thing, but you're bending the back leg here. This back leg, you're bending it, and you're keeping the front one straight, coming down. Here I want you to hold it, because we're doing a weighted, I want you to hold it a little bit longer than you did without the weight, than we did in number 1. So hold, and then come back up. When I say hold it, like right there, I felt it right towards the end. If I'm to hold it for a 3-second pause, I felt it on the 3rd second. I felt that stretch, and then I came back up into the top position. I'm not holding like a painful stretch too long, or an uncomfortable stretch too long. I'm just basically just getting that feeling and then coming back into position. So here we go again. Other side. Ooh, this was the tight side. And back up. And back up. And back up. And while you do all these stretches, even 1 straight through 2 and this 3rd movement here, feel free to explore the range after you've done the forward movement, after you've gone, like that a few times on each side. Feel free to explore the range, so you can go out to the side a bit. I highly recommend just continuing to work that. Go do the side, do the other side. Again, you can do this without the weight. You can go to kind of an angle here, 45, 45. That's basically what you're doing. You're keeping it dynamic, you're moving, you're staying fluid. I personally, sometimes I get into like a wide. And here I want to kind of focus on the point, the center point on my foot, on the foot that's being planted here. Yeah, this side is extra tight. I can rotate out a little bit with my foot. I don't want to get too complicated here. This is sort of like a freestyle stretch. But basically those are the 3 movements I wanted to focus on today. It's what I wanted to show you, share with you. Hopefully it helps. Let me know. Comment down below if you want to see similar content. And thank you for watching this video as always, and I will catch you in that next one. Take it easy.